All right, this lesson's on adding fractions with unlike denominators. For example, if you have 3/10 and 3/5, and you would like to add them for some reason, the top numbers are called numerators. The bottom is called the denominator. And notice that the 10 and the 5, which are our denominators, they're different numbers. They're not the same. And that's what is meant by unlike. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to switch over to our dock camera, and let's see if we can do some problems today. So here we have 3/10 plus 3/5, and we want to add them. There's some rules in math about adding fractions, and the rule is that the denominators must be the same. So for example, we can't go 10 plus 5 is 15. You're not allowed to do that in math. So the first thing you should always do with fractions is just check your denominators and see if they're the same. And in this case, I'm going to draw a frown face because it's not the same and we can't add the way it is. So I recommend that you rewrite the fractions up and down vertically. So 3/10 plus 3/5. Not something that you have to do, but I think it's just a good way to organize your work. And we said that I'm going to make my frown face because we cannot add it the way it is. So we can change it though, and how we do that is we use multiplication, and we're going to find the least common denominator. So let me show you how to do that. So let's make a simple t-chart, and the denominators of 10 and 5 I'm going to put right there. And we're going to find multiples. So for example, if I were to go 1 times 10, that would equal 10. And then on the bottom, 1 times 5 would be 5. So that's not the same. So let's try another one. 2 times 10 would be 20. And on the bottom, 2 times 5 would be 10. And here I see that I'm happy because I just found a common. Common means same. So we're going to rewrite the fractions over here using tenths for both fractions. I recommend that you maybe use your fingers and just leave a little bit of space so that you can show your work. So this would be tenth, and this will also be tenth. Now this fraction here was already 3/10, so I can just write that here. But if you wanted to be able to explain how mathematically, remember we said we're using multiplication. And when we look back at our t-chart, we saw that that was just 10 times 1. So 10 times 1 is equal to 10. And whatever you do on the bottom, you have to also do on the top. So 3 times 1 would be 3. Okay, so remember we're using multiplication. So let's go back to our t-chart. We saw that 5, it was, how do we get to 10? We multiplied by 1, 2. And that's how we got our 10. And whatever we do on the bottom, we're going to do on the top. 3 times 2 is 6. And now we're happy because we have a common denominator. And now we can add 3 plus 3, our numerators, is 9. And our denominators stay exactly the same, 10, 10, and 10. And so 9/10 would be your answer. In this case, we do not have to simplify. I call this a type 1 problem because we only ended up having to change one of the fractions. We changed the fifths into tenths. Let's look at what I call type 2, where we're going to have to change both, but we're going to use the same strategy. So first step is to check your denominators, and they are not the same. The frown face just means that we have a couple extra steps to add these fractions. Really is a good idea to rewrite. It does take more space, but I think it's worthwhile because you can see and organize your work. Okay, so we're going to use multiplication to find our least common denominator of 4 and 3, and a t-chart is useful. Doesn't matter which order we put them. You can put the 3 on top if you want. I'm just going to go 4 and 3. 1 times 4 would be 4. 1 times 3 would be 3. Okay, that's not common. So 2 times 4 would be 8. 2 times 3 would be 6. Let's try 3 times 4 would be 12. And 3 times 3, that would be 9. So far I'm not finding a common. Let's try another one. 4 times 4 would be 16. And 4 times 3 is 12. Well, here we go. So now I'm happy because I have found my least common denominator, sometimes called least common multiple. In other words, we're going to rewrite the fractions with 12 on the bottom. So leave a little bit of space so you can show your work. So great. So now notice that this time we're changing both fractions. Okay, we use multiplication, right? What did we do to turn the 3 into 12? Well, look at the 3 here. We times it. We multiplied it by 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we got 12. Whatever we do on the bottom, we're going to do on the top. So 2 times 4 would be 8. Okay. Remember, we're using multiplication. And this time how did we get the 4 into 12? 1, 2, 3, we multiplied by 3 in this case. And whatever we do on the bottom, we do on the top. 1 times 3 is 3. Everybody's happy because we have the same denominator, and now we can add. 3 plus 8 is 11 on top for our numerator, and it's just going to be 12ths, and that would be our answer. We can't simplify this. It won't simplify into anything else. All right, thanks everybody. Hope this is helpful, and we'll see you next time.